away from me. Oh, right. Bit of chit chat before class, which apparently that's what class come for. We don't come for the exercise, we come for the connection and community. We'll call it that, connection and community. Which online it can be difficult to have, but we can establish that at the beginning and at the end of class when we are here in the live. So if you're watching this on recording, live classes are available Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Saturdays at 10 AM. Oh, we're rolling out our feet, just noticing how they feel. And hopefully for those of you that have been on live, you were already getting into that while we were chatting. And once you have rolled your feet, we are going to go to the hands. So drop the shoulders back and down. And trying to do that as a conscious effort, just to avoid that keeping up to the ears. And we have a check in with our breath, that we're not holding it first of all. And then we try and send the breath right down into the deep lobes of the lungs. We're getting the breath past that upper chest. Start to pass the ball from one hand to the other. And then take the ball into one hand, giving that a squeeze, elbow into the waist to help anchor, hand onto the forearm. Rotate the skin round in one direction and let's circle the wrist. A few circles each way. And then rotate that forearm skin the other way. And then pass to the other hand, anchor the elbow, rotate the skin into those circles, rotate the skin the other way, and into those circles, and then pop the ball down. Get our lymph flush to open up the drainage points, so into the left collarbone, moving the tissue around. Full deep breaths in and out as you're doing this. So clearing the main choke points to get the system working more efficiently. When you've done the collarbones, we go to the neck. We want the system working efficiently to help clear out the toxins. When the toxins clear, inflammation reduces. Inflammation reduces, pain reduces. And I think we would all like to mature as pain-free as possible. Bring the head of the shoulder into the crease at the front, into the armpit, into the side of the chest. Nice big area here. On the other side. Then into the abdomen, so unless you just had something to eat, going quite deep here. So right into that upside down V and right into the pelvic bowl and all the squishy bit in between. And then from the hip bone to the pubic bone, and this crease at the top of the legs, opening up here. And then into the back of the knees, back the fold. Gently standing back up into your full body tapping. Start at one shoulder, tapping down to the fingertips, underneath, all the way down to the hip. Other sides. Then down the front of the body. Checking in with that breath again, making sure We're not holding it. As pulling in as you can right down the legs. All the way to the tips of the toes. And on the inside edge, sit up the inner legs, right up into the groin. Down the outer legs. Up the back. Back side. Lower back. And then wherever you can reach. Then bring the fingertips to either side of the neck. Tapping up either side of the windpipe. Not on it because that's uncomfortable. And under the chin. Along the line of the teeth. And just making your way up your face. Always careful around the eyes. Over the head. Shoulders. The arms come down. Into our twist. Let's take our right leg over the left. Anchor the tripod point. Right hand to the left armpit. Left hand to the right shoulder. Squeeze that in. Tripod points are anchored, backside engaged, tummy muscles are drawn in, and then rotate the body to the right, head to the left, look as far around to the left. If you can anchor your eyes on something and keep the gaze there, take your tongue into your left cheek, find a tight spot and press the tongue in. And then breathing in and out through your nose, roughly 6 breaths. And still taking that breath in as deep as you can. Dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. The end of this next breath, bring your heads and torso to the centre, turn the body to the left, head to the right. Same thing with the eyes, look as far round, take your tongue into the right cheek, find a tight spot, press the tongue in. Breathing in and out through the nose. And having a little bit of awareness as you're doing this, as you twist to one side, it will feel more easy than it does to the other. So just starting to become aware of where you're holding your tension. At the end of the next breath, bring your head and torso back to the centre, uncross the arms and legs, and cross them the other way, so left foot over, and for the tripod points, backside engaged, tummy muscles drawn in, left hand to the right armpit, right hand to the left shoulder. Give yourself a squeeze, drop the shoulders back and down. Turn your body to the left, head to the right. So the same thing with your eyes, look as far round. This time we'll breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you're breathing out, can you wring yourself out anymore? So really use that anchor point for the eyes to make sure that you're not just turning your head with your torso, that you're actually getting that wringing out happening. Really anchoring the feet. Now, if you wish to, after roughly the 3rd breath, you can stay up here and do another 3 breaths up here, or if you wish, you can bend forward, tilt from the hinge from the hip even. Relax the neck so that you've got length. You're still turning your body to the right, head to the left. If you fold it over, on the next exhale, bring yourself up. Strong through those tripod points. Bring your body and head to the centre. Take your body to the left, head to the right. So again, we've got 3 breaths that we can do at the top, and then option to hinge at the hip. Just to get that extra stretch into the legs, into the spine, but you don't have to if up top feels better. And again, if you fold it over at the end of your exhale, round yourself up. Untangle the arms and legs if you feel quite heady here. Take a moment to ground yourself back in. Just grab a tissue. And then if you have a Pilates ball, if you don't have a Pilates ball, either the ball you rolled out your foot with or your remote control, just something that you can pass from one hand to the other. We're going to take our feet wide, so wider than shoulder width. Anchor your tripod points. I'm not going to reach forward. I'm going to throw the ball across the room, not needing to. Let me try that again. So I'm going to reach forward, reach up, twist, send the hips back, but make sure that the knees don't collapse in. So really anchor those tripod points so you're protecting your knees. Pass under. Oh, I've got a ball that's too firm. I cannot get a grip of this today. Bring it up, take it behind, come down, up, down. So we're getting movement into the shoulders, into the spine, opening up the chest. Then we're getting movement into the hips, into the knees, into the ankles. Shouldn't be any pain or discomfort in your lower back. If it is, just check that you're not sticking the tailbone out and thrusting your ribs forward. Keep that tucked in to keep the spine nice and long. If the knees are sore, try your feet in a slightly different position, a different angle of the feet. At the top of this one, we're going to change directions. We're going to come forward, pass under, bring it up, and forward and under. Check in with your breath. You might inhale as you're coming up and over and exhale as you're coming down. You might also do the breath the other way around, just keep the air coming in and out. Last one to each side. And then when you come back up, just heel toe your feet in. If you have a Pilates ball, we're going to pop it in between the thighs. If you don't, if you've got a pillow handy, pop a pillow in between your thighs. Just going to use it as an anchor point. We're going to bring our forearms up, stack forearms on top of each other. Upper arm bone run in to the shoulder, so the shoulder blades slide back towards each other. We do the top elbow. Take an inhale at the centre. As you're exhaling, rotate. So you're squeezing your legs into the ball to help activate the lower half of the body. Inhale to centre. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to centre, switch the arms round. Exhale, rotate. Inhale to centre. Exhale, rotate. Inhale to centre, switch the arms round. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, centre, exhale, rotate. Inhale, centre, switch the arms one more time. Exhale, round. Bring it back into the centre. Open your elbows out, cactus. Now, if this feels heavy or there's any twinging, you might bring your hands onto your shoulders. On the exhale, rotating around, so we'll go a bit deeper into that twist. So now moving from between the shoulder blades down through the rib cage. You're still exhaling it round, not letting the hips follow just now. That's why we've got the ball in between the legs. Let's do that one more time to each side. And then we're going to bring that to the centre. We're going to drop the ball or pillow out the way. Still keep your feet about hip width apart. We're going to go into that rotation again, but let the hips follow, but keep your feet tripod points anchored. So just getting this movement in at the hips and groin now. So just gradually work down the spine, untangling. And let's go for one more to each side. into the centre, let the arms come down. Let's take our feet about shoulder width apart. Still anchoring those tripod points. Pelvis, backside engaged, tummy muscles drawn in. Reach one hand up to the ceiling. Lift the ribs up away from the hips. And then take a side lean. Inhale back up. Let that arm come down. Reach the other arm up. So again, think ribs lift up away from the pelvis. And then take that into a bit of a side lean. So we're not letting the top shoulder drop forward. Keeping the shoulders in line with each other. This is really nice to do if you had a broom handle that you could balance your arms on. And then get that reaching up. I can get a really nice stretch in. But if you don't have a broom handle, like I don't have one in the house, we can't do that. Right, one more to each side. And then back to centre. Bring your feet back to about hip width apart. We're going to keep the shoulders square. Reach the arm forward, reach up. Reach into the ceiling. Slight lean back if you can, but don't force it if the shoulder doesn't want to go back or your lower back's unhappy. Keep the backside engaged. And then reach the arm long as you're coming forward. But again, don't let the shoulders twist. Keep the shoulders back and down. Other side. So we're reaching up. Looking for this length through the front of the body. And then bringing that long arm. Engage the tummy muscles as you're coming back down. Alternating sides. Reaching up as though you're trying to reach the ceiling. Eyes follow the fingertips. After this next single arm, we're going to see how it feels to do double arm. Once we've come down, both arms together. So imagine you're lifting a big heavy ball up, reaching it up to the ceiling, following the hands with the eyes, only going back if you can, and then pull and bring it back down. If that didn't feel good for any reason and you preferred the single arm, then go back to single arm. We're going to do about 3 or 4 more. So reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. So your tripod points are anchored, backside engaged, tummy muscles are getting length and engaging as they come back down. We're not holding our breath, so you might want to inhale as you're coming up, exhale as you come down, or the other way around, whichever works better for you. Let's go once more. Last one down. When you get down, roll the shoulders out. Let's bring our hands onto our hips. We want to keep the hip bones level, and we want to check that we're not tilting the tailbone out or overly tucking it under, so keeping it in as neutral a position as we can. Take the weight over into one foot, and can we bring the knee up? And then slowly, we're going to tap it down, and then we're going to bring that leg up, and can we press out through the sole of the foot? So if your thigh cramps, keep your leg a little bit lower. If you feel really wobbly, hold on to something. Keep your focus on one point. As soon as you start looking around, that's when you wobble. We're going to bring it up. This time we're taking the knee out to the side. We're bringing that in. Haven't done this one for a while. So tapping it down. We're coming up. We're going to go out to the side. Can we extend the leg out there? And keep our balance. Bend the knee, bring it in. So remember, always if you're feeling any pain anywhere, just make the leg a bit lower. Then we're going to go out behind. So when we're going out behind, ear, shoulder, hip stay stacked. Push the foot out, squeeze into the backside. Bring the knee up. Tap it down. Last one, we're coming up. Push the knee out. Then can we extend the legs? So remember, upright here. Bend the knee. All the way up in front. Bring it down. Oh, give that leg a release out. Now, if you were holding your breath here, get your breath back And then we won't hold our breath on the other side. Take the weight into the other leg, find the tripod points, tall through the hip. And then when you're ready to, we're bringing that knee roughly to hip height. We're tapping it down. So just being aware balance is different from side to side. You might need to concentrate a bit harder on this side. Press out through the sole of the foot. Bending the knee, tapping down. Coming up, we're going out to the side. We're bringing it in. We're tapping it down. Coming up. We're going out to the side. We extend the leg out. Bend the knee. Bring it back in. Tap it down and we're going out behind. So we're coming up. Pushing it out behind. Keeping that upper body upright. Bring it up in front. Tap it down. Last time. We're coming up. This side is definitely not working as well for me today. Push it out behind. Bend the knee, bring it through. Bring it down and have a release. It's definitely one side better than the other. But if you notice that one side is much worse than the other, you maybe want to practice more, and this is a note for me as well. Practice more just balancing on the leg that was feeling more challenged. Just every now and again, maybe when you're waiting for the kettle to boil or maybe you're brushing your teeth, just to bring a bit more balance into the body. It'll never be exactly the same, but we don't want it, like mine was, quite extreme differences. Right, let us come down to the floor. If you want to have any weights, any bands, any balls, anything that you might want to bring in through any of the exercises, bring them in, take them out as you see fit. When you're coming down to the floor, if you can come down without using your hands, then do that, but always safety first. And when you get down, checking that you've got space to extend your legs out. And space to take your arms overhead if your arms reach there. Now let's bring our feet into roughly hip width apart. Our pelvis roughly into neutral position. Ribs tucked in. Chest open, shoulder blades connecting into the floor. Back of the neck nice and long. Anywhere that you need to bring a pillow in to give you some support. If your neck's tight, a pillow at the back of the head is really useful. So a pillow in at the back of the head is also useful if you feel really tight in the shoulders and feel like you're rounded away. And also if your lower back's sore, sometimes having your pelvis slightly elevated just takes the pressure off. So adding in any bits of kits that you need. Now we're going to do a little sequence that we gradually build up on where we work on one side, taking the knee out. We'll do that about 4 times, then we'll take the knee out, slide the leg long. Then we'll add the arm in. Then we'll add the leg lift in. But we'll just go nice and steady with it. So the side that's not moving, we're anchoring that foot, we're anchoring the shoulder blade, and then we're taking the opposite knee out to the side. And then we're sliding it back in. And we're taking it out to the side. And bringing it back in. Now, as you're moving, you might want to exhale. And then as you're coming back in, you might want to inhale here. On the next one, we're going to exhale the knee out. And remember, if your breathing pattern falls different, just work with keeping the air coming in and out. Then we're going to slide the leg along. Press the sole of the foot out. So do that on an inhale. And then as you're exhaling, bring the leg back in and really push this other foot into the floor to help get the muscles to engage. So let's exhale the knee out. Keep it long. Press out through the sole of the foot so your toes are pointing to the ceiling on an inhale. And then exhale, slide it back in. Pause it for an inhale, exhale out. Slide it long. Press out through the sole of the foot on your inhale. Exhale, slide it in. Take the knee out. Slide it long. Press the foot out, pull it back in. Now we're going to add the opposite arm in, so as the knees go out, we start to lift the arm. We press the sole of the foot out, take the arm overhead, reaching through the middle finger. And if your shoulder's really tight, you might be taking your arm more out to the side than straight up. If you've got the space at the side of you, pull the arm round in a semicircle at the side. If you don't have the space, then bring the arm back the way it came as you slide the leg back in. Take the leg out, arm goes up. We press out, reach through the finger, pull it back to the start position. Take the knee out, arm comes up, we lengthen long. We pull it back to the start position. So on this next one, we're going to add in, so the knee goes out, the arm comes up, we go long, then we're going to hold here, point your toe, we're going to lift the leg, so you might do that on an inhale. Flex the ankle, lower the leg, and then pull that leg and arm back to the start. So knee goes out, arm comes up, we go long, press out through the sole of the foot, reach through the finger, then point the toe, lift that long leg, flex the ankle at the top, lower the leg back down to the floor, and then pull it all back to the start position. Let's do that 2 more times. So knee goes out, arm comes up, we go long, we point the toe of the long leg, we lift the long leg up, flex the ankle at the top, we lower that long leg down, pull it all the way back to the start. Last one. So can we exhale as we go out and go long? Point the toe on an inhale. Exhale, bring that leg up. Flex the ankle at the top on an inhale. Exhale, the leg comes down. Pause for an inhale. Exhale, pull it all the way back to the start. Let your body rest for a moment, noticing that diagonal side that we've been working. Then we're going to start to build it up on the other side. So on an exhale, can we take the knee out to the side? And then inhale, bring it back in. So we're thinking this other foot anchored into the floor, opposite shoulder anchored into the floor. When we anchor those points, it creates muscle engagement. Exhale the knee out, inhale it back in. Exhale it out, inhale it in. Next time we're exhaling it out, sliding the foot long, press the sole of the foot out at the end, then inhale, exhale it back to the start. Pause for an inhale, exhale the knee out, slide it long, press out on an inhale, exhale, slide it in. Pause for an inhale, exhale, knee goes out, slide it long, press out through the foot in the inhale, exhale it back in. Then we add the arm in, knee goes out, arm comes up, we slide it long, reaching, and then pulling it back into the start position. Knee goes out, arm comes up, we slide long. Press out through the sole of the foot, reach through the finger, pull it all the way back in. Knee goes out, arm comes up, we go long. Press and reach, we pull it back in. Knee goes out, arm comes up, we go long. Press and reach, pull it all the way back in. Now we're going to add in that leg lift on this one. So knee goes out, arm comes up, we slide it out. Press out, point the toe. Keep the arm where it is, lift that long leg. Flex the ankle at the top, pushing the heel up to the ceiling. Lower that leg down. Pull it all the way back to the start. Leg goes out, arm comes up, we go long. We point the toe. We lift the leg. Flex the ankle. We lower the leg. We pull it all the way back into the start. Can we incorporate the breath with that? We exhale as we lift the arm length from the leg. Inhale for the stretch and reach at the top. Point in the toe, exhale the leg up. Inhale, flex the ankle. Exhale the leg back down. Pause for an inhale. Exhale, pull it back. Last time, exhale it out, go long. Inhale for a stretch. Point in the toe on the exhale, lift the leg. Flex the ankle in an inhale. Exhale the leg back down. Pause for an inhale. And exhale, bring it back in. And have a release. Have a wee stretch, have some movement. Whatever feels good here. Bring the feet back down into the standing position. Pelvis in neutral. Let us bring one leg up, point the toe to the ceiling. Other foot anchored to the floor. Arms, either hand resting on the pelvis or arms away with the palms spaced up. Now with this long leg, we're going to start to draw a circle on the ceiling. And we're keeping circle as smooth as we can. So we start small, gradually increasing. Other foot's anchored into the floor. Pelvis is staying nice and steady. At the end of this next circle, we're going to reverse the direction. And with your breath, you maybe inhale to start your circle, exhale to complete. And while you're doing this, I want you to recheck in where your head's at. If your chin started to pull up to the ceiling, can you pull it back down? If you're clenching your jaw, can you give that wiggle out? One more circle here. And then you're going to pause. You're going to flex the ankle, pull the toes back, and then you're going to start your circles. So again, super small, really smooth, gradually building up. We only go as big as the circle as you can keep control of, and it doesn't matter if it's the size of a 5p piece or a big giant circle. Where do you feel like you can control it? And let's reverse that. Two more circles. And then when you finish that last one, keep your ankle flexed, keep the leg long. Slow and controlled, lower that leg down to the floor. So squeeze the backside, draw the tummy muscles in nice and tight. Controlling the leg all the way down. When your heel comes in contact with the floor, let the leg rest. Flip the foot from side to side. Slide that leg in. Bring the other leg up. Go pointed to the ceiling. Other foot anchored. And then start your circles on this side. So again, we start really small. Control the circle. And depending on what's going on in this leg and this hip, circles may be bigger, circles may be smaller. At the end of the next circle, you're going to reverse the direction. Right. And then at the end of the next circle, we're going to pause. We're going to flex the ankle, pushing through that heel, and then start the circles. And again, we'll go small, looking for the control. Other foot's pressing into the floor, so we've got that engagement. One more circle, and then we're going to reverse it one more time. And changing that direction. Keep pressing out through the heel. Stretching out the back of the leg, engaging through the front. Two more circles. Pause at the top, take an inhale. As you exhale, long through the leg, just lower it down, control it. Pelvis nice and steady, ribs stay tucked in. When your heel makes contact, relax the leg. Rock the foot from side to side. Give yourself any movement, any stretch that feels nice. If you felt that a lot in your thighs, you might want to just quickly roll onto your side, bring your heel to your back side, push the hips forwards, come into that forward stretch. And if that feels like a good stretch, you gently roll over to the other side. But this might not feel useful, so just stretching out in any area that does feel good. If you've got a Pilates ball or pillow, we're going to bring it in between the thighs. We're going to press your knees in so that you're getting this groin activation. So your feet will be as close or as wide as they need to be to accommodate the ball or your cushion. Just make sure that your thigh bones and shin bones are parallel to each other, so what you don't want is knocked knees or tripoding out the other way. So try and keep them all in line with each other. Find your tripod points on the soles of your feet. Check as you press them down that you feel like you're flattening the lower back into the floor. So you might need to take your feet a bit further away or bring them a bit closer in. Anchor the shoulder blades, back of the neck nice and long. Take an inhale. As you're exhaling, we're pressing the feet down, flattening the back, tucking the tailbone. Then backside engages as we lift the pelvis, then the spine up. Keeping that tailbone tucked under. If it feels like you're starting to lead with the hip bones instead of the pubic bone, then keep your movement short. Take an inhale at the end point, and as you're exhaling, slowly roll that back down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, press the feet in, flatten the back, engage the backside, keep the pelvis tucked. Start to roll the spine. Inhale at the top. Exhale, bring it back down. Then the next time you're bringing your hips up, we're going to bring the arms up and over. Back of the hand rested to the floor. So your arms can be wide in a T shape if your shoulders are not happy with your arms overhead. Inhale at the top, keep the arms where they are as you're rolling the spine back down. So we're getting more stretch through the armpits, through the ribcage, through the waist as you do that. If things feel really tight, you might want to take your arms more in a T shape. Then bring the arms all the way back to the start position once your pelvis has come down. So the pelvis goes up, arms come up. Inhale at the top. Exhale as you're rolling back down, keep the arms overhead. Once the pelvis comes back, we bring the arms back. We bring the pelvis up. Arms go at the same time, I forgot that. Keep the arms where they are, bring the hips back down. Bring the arms back. Hips go up, arms go up last time. Arms stay where they are, hips come down. Then we bring the arms back. If you've got a ball or cushion in between the legs, pop it out. You might want to let the soles of the feet rest against each other, let the knees come out to the side. Get the hips a little rock from side to side. And then slide the knees in. Let's bring the legs together. If you want to use a couple of light weights, you can bring your arms into the movement. We want the legs squeezed together, pelvis in neutral, ribs tucked in, back of the neck long, either arms out wide with the shoulder blades and arms anchored, or bring the arms up over the chest, still anchoring the shoulder blades, slight bend in the elbow. If you're holding weights, make sure that your wrists are straight, not close to the ceiling. So going into our spine twist. On an exhale, take the knees to the right, bring your left arm down. Pause at the end for your inhale, exhale, squeeze up to center. Pause for an inhale at the center. Exhale, knees to the left, right arm comes down. Pause for an inhale. Exhale, squeeze it back up. So just using your breath, your pace. We pause for the inhale, we exhale, take the movement. Now, if you want to put a little bit more resistance through your waist, what you can do is lift the heels up. So toes are still staying on the floor, legs are still squeezed together. But just that lift of the heels with a bit more weight into the waist. If that doesn't feel right for any reason, or if your waist feels tight, then keep the heels down. If you wanted to put more through the waist, you could bring your feet up. So you could be in a tabletop position. Here you really have to anchor the shoulder blades and be aware of the range of movement that you can keep control of. There's more weight going through the waist, but we want the muscles of the waist to keep this control. So using your breath to pace that out. Keep squeezing the legs together, no matter whether your feet are on the floor or your legs are lifted. And you can always do a couple of repetitions with your feet in one position and then change it. And we'll do one more to each side so that we're finishing with the knees going over to the left and not rushing it. Spacing it out with the breath. And when you come back to the centre, particularly if you've got weights in your hands, bend the elbows as you bring that down and have a release in any way here that feels good. And from here, we're going to gently roll ourselves over. We're going to come into Superman position. So there's three options for doing Superman. You can either come to lying on your tummy, you can come onto your hands and knees, or you can stand up and work from the wall. Regardless of which position you're in, legs are about hip width, ribs are tucked in, pelvis is in that neutral position. Upper arm bones are drawn into the shoulder sockets. Chin's tucked in so that the back of the neck's nice and long. If you are lying down or kneeling, you want to be able to press the tops of the feet down into the floor. So you might need a pillow in underneath your feet just to have something to press into if your ankles are tight or the tops of your feet are sensitive. If you're standing and your tripod points are connected and you're thinking about those nice strong arches, can we draw in through the waist, engage through the backside? Opposite arm and leg, we're going to extend it out and then we're going to tap up and down for 5. 2, last one, bring it in. And then go to the other side, we extend it out and tap it down and up for 5. And last one, bring it in. The next one, we're going to go long, and then we're going to take the hand and the foot wide on the diagonal towards the corners of the mat and tap up and down on that wide. And once you've done 5, we bring it in. Other side, we go long. We take it light toe, try not to kick the furniture. Tap it up and down for 5. And bring it in. And then the last set to each side, we go long, and this time we're going to cross diagonally over the body, so you're going to the opposite corner and tap it up and down for 5. And then bring it in, and last one, we go long, we go to those opposite corners, diagonally across the body. And 5, bring it in. If child's pose is a comfortable place for you to have a stretch, have a release there. Any other position is always welcome if that's what feels better for you. And then just to finish us off, we're going to do a wee plank. Plank can be done forearms from the floor, coming in from the kneeling tabletop position, or standing at the wall, so you don't have to change position from the last exercise, depending on your personal preference. Again, we want the legs about hip width apart, we want the upper arm bones into the shoulder sockets, regardless of the arm position. That just helps us get the right width for our body. Ribs are tucked in, backside's engaged. Remember, kneeling tabletop is a partial plank, so if that's where you feel that you want to be today, that's where you hold position. We also check where the head's at, so we're not looking at the knees. Chin drawn in. And then if you're coming out into full plank, tucking the toes under. Engage the backside, draw the tummy muscles in, keep the breath smooth. If you can hold for another 2 breaths, do. If you need to come down, come down. And then having a rest back. And then from here, we're going to move into our stretches. So we're coming over onto our back to lie out long. Point the toes to one side, reach the fingers to the other. Take a couple of breaths here. You're really trying to lengthen out on the inhaling breath and then relaxing and letting go on the exhale. Pressing through the soles of the feet, pressing through the hands. And then sliding the knees in, bringing the hands over. If knees in towards the chest is comfortable, go there, rocking the weight from side to side. Keep one knee hugged in, bring the other foot to the floor, circle your ankle, a few circles each way. Keep going with those ankle circles as you slide the hands back of the thigh, moving the foot towards the ceiling. So looking for a stretch down the back of the legs. If you're not feeling much of a stretch, check where your pelvis is. If your lower back's really flattened into the floor, if you bring the pelvis into a neutral position, that will change how the stretch is happening and allow you to get stretch more isolated into the leg. With the toes pointed, it's a less intense stretch. With the toes pulled back, it's a slightly more intense, getting more length into the back of the leg. So seeing where your body's at, what do you need today? But maybe do a wee point and flex a few times. Then bring the ankle into a flex position, bend the knee, ankle onto the opposite as we move towards figure of 4. Can you start to bring that bottom foot in away from the floor if that feels like the right kind of stretch? And again, notice where your pelvis is. In the neutral position, you'll more target top of hamstring where it meets the butt cheek. If you flatten the lower back, it's going to take it higher up, more into the top of the butt cheek, into your lower back. Depending on where your body needs to stretch. Releasing that down, switch to the other side, hug the knee in. Go into those ankle circles. Move the foot towards the ceiling, hold it to the back of the thigh. And from length in the back of the leg. At the top, we're going to point and flex, point and flex. And again, noticing, do you want pelvis in a neutral position here, or does it need to be flatter in the back? Bring the ankle into a flex position, bend the knee, ankle into the opposite. If this is where your stretch is, then keep your stretch here, otherwise you can bring the bottom foot off the floor. And then when you're ready to release down, take the arms out wide. Have your feet about shoulder width apart. Let's take the knees to one side. Turn your head away from the knees. So notice how this feels for you. Is the foot position good? Do you want to bring the top leg closer to the bottom leg? Do you want to bring it a little bit further back? The hand that you're looking towards, we're going to bend that elbow, pick this hand up, bring it up and over, and then either back the way you came or around the top of the head, whichever feels like a better maneuver for you. And if that feels good, repeat a couple more times. And then once you come back out wide, bring the head and the knees to the centre. Take that stretch the other way. And when you come to this other side, where do you want the top leg? Do you want it further over, further back, just where it is? The hand that you're looking to, bending the elbow, picking the arm up. And again, either back the way you came or around the top of the head. And then when you've finished that one, gently roll yourself over. And we will come into position for cat and cow. Cat and cow can be done seated, sending the breastbone back, bringing it forward, or on your hands and knees like we did before, upper arm bones in. And then moving between the two positions at your own pace, with any additional movements that feel right. And just gently moving, getting that movement into the spine. If you want to add a little bit of child's pose into your cat and cow, you can always bring yourself back. And then bringing yourself into a neutral position. So if you're doing a seated cat and cow, reach one hand up, go into side bend. If you're on your hands and knees, walk your hands round to the side, look back towards the knee. And then round to the other side. To the centre. Coming up onto the knees to go into our hip flexor stretch. We tuck the tailbone under, we step the foot through, get our balance, tuck the tailbone under, have the ribs tucked in. Knee that's on the floor, hand to that side, you can reach up, take a side lean. You can also rotate your upper chest towards the ceiling if that feels like a nice stretch. That'll get more length through the front here. But be careful of your back, that's why ribs staying tucked in, backside engaged, really important. Bringing that up, let the arm float down, switch into the other side. Ribs tucked in, backside engaged. Reaching up. Taking a lean with that wee rotation if it feels good. And then bringing the hands to either side of that front foot. Slide the back foot in, bring your feet to about hip width apart. Relax the neck, the arms, the shoulders. Take an inhale as you're exhaling, strong through those tripod joints, strong through the legs, through the abdomen as you're rolling yourself up. Taking hands up overhead, nice full body stretch. And exhale and release that down. Roll out the shoulders. Let the shoulders drop back and down. That is you. So if you're watching this on recording and have any questions, please do reach out. If you're here live and you've got any questions, please do